Oh, the State of the Union. Let's begin with a few of my favorite clips. This moment made me cheer out loud. The moment that he started doing it, I was in the car. I was watching it live, and I was in the car driving home, and I was going, holy shit, he actually gave the state a shout out. He gave the state of Minnesota a shout out. And guys, where he goes with this. Oh, when they cut to Ilhan Omar, oh my God, I was delighted. To see her uncomfortable, she's got the nice little wrap around her hair, whatever she wants to do, I don't judge her for that, but her level of uncomfortability when he brings up in his words, I love that he uses this, Somali pirates of Minnesota. Guys, we're on cloud nine, we're in heaven. Let's begin. Let's begin. He was mentioning the insider trading thing that he wants to pass.
Pass the Stop Insider Trading Act without delay.
Which, yeah, great, pretty good idea. I don't think anybody's against that. Even Elizabeth Warren, Pocahontas, stood up for that.
I wasn't sure if anybody even on this side was going to applaud for that. I'm very impressed. Thank you. I'm very impressed. But when it comes to the corruption that is plundering it's plundering America. There's been no more stunning example than Minnesota.
Woo!
Members of the Somali community have pillaged an estimated $19 billion from the American taxpayer. Oh, we have all the information.
Yipes.
And in actuality, the number is much higher than that. And California, Massachusetts, Maine, and many other states are even worse. This is the kind of corruption that shreds the fabric of a nation, and we are working on it.
Hell yes. Hell yes.
Tonight, although started 4 months ago, I am officially announcing the war on fraud to be led by our great Vice President J.D. Vance.
Well, maybe not the best choice, but I'm glad that there's a war on fraud now. Oh, they cut to her, and she looks so uncomfortable. This is divine. To see her grimace, to see her uncomfortability. Listen.
We'll get it done.
Yes. Keep going.
And if we're able to find enough of that fraud, we will actually have a balanced budget overnight. It'll go very quickly. That's the kind of money you're talking about. We'll balance our budget. The Somali pirates who ransacked Minnesota remind us that there are large parts of the world where bribery, corruption, and lawlessness are the norm, not the exception.
Not the exception.
Importing these cultures through unrestricted immigration and...
I didn't expect him to go full on like, hey, maybe the Islamic cultures are, maybe there's something inherently wrong. Guys, this was epic, honestly. Whether or not you're in favor of any of his other policies, whether or not you like what ICE is doing and whatnot, you have to be a fan of the fact that he is acknowledging that there are genuine cultures of barbarity. There are genuine, unfortunately, this is not something that we're happy about. It's a reality that we have to recognize and live in, that unfortunately certain cultures don't live with the same values. Certain cultures live in cultures that have values of honor killings, rapes at rates that are exorbitant. You know what I mean? I don't think that it's a hill that people are willing to die on, which is exactly why it was the perfect thing to target.
Parts of the world where bribery, corruption, and lawlessness are the norm, not the exception. Importing these cultures through unrestricted immigration and open borders brings those problems right here to the USA.
Yes, it does.
And it is the American people who pay the price in higher medical bills, car insurance rates, rent, taxes, and perhaps most importantly, crime.
Yep.
We will take care of this problem. We're going to take care of this problem. We are not playing games. Delilah.
King shit. Listen. That's iconic, and it's good. That is good policy. I don't give a shit who's saying it. It's good. We don't want criminals here. We don't want them. Who can disagree with this? This was, by the way, brilliant politicking to make the perfect situation where you look bad if you disagree with it. It was brilliant politicking. Definitely wasn't his idea.
Delilah Colvin.
Oh, yes. Here we go. Listen, I've always hated when people use children as political grandstanding opportunities. I always hated that, and I hate it no matter who's doing it. You gotta admit, though, when someone does it well. He pulls in this little disabled girl who was almost killed by an illegal immigrant driving an 18-wheeler, I think it was. That's literally the words he uses. And then, because this person couldn't read road signage, pulled in front of this person's car. This child, obviously, he'll explain the story.
5 years old in June 2024 when a 18-wheel tractor trailer plowed into her.
I will say that this is great politicking only because he uses a personal story to advocate for genuinely good policy. Genuinely good policy, and if you disagree with this policy, I would love to hear arguments in the comments as to why it's a bad idea, whatever.
Stopped car traveling at 60 miles an hour or more. The driver was an illegal alien let in by Joe Biden and given a commercial driver's license by open borders politicians in California. Doctors said Delilah would never be able to walk or talk, have a good life. She wouldn't even be able to eat again. So odd, she is now in the first grade learning to walk, and she's here this evening with her dad, Marcus, a fantastic man. Delilah, please, you are a great inspiration. Please stand up.
All right. Applause break. And then he presents the policy.
Thank you, Delilah. Many, if not most, illegal aliens do not speak English and cannot read even the most basic road signs as to direction, speed, danger, or location. That's why tonight I'm calling on Congress to pass what we will call the Delilah Law, barring any state from granting commercial driver's licenses to illegal aliens.
Who would in their right mind disagree with that? This is brilliant. I'm so sorry, but how can you disagree with that? All right, anyways, I'm going to get to probably what was my favorite moment, which was his call out. He addressed the entirety of the Congress Hall, and he goes, this is brilliant. This is literally game show host techniques. He goes, if you agree with this statement, stand up. And he says something that is so inherently agreeable that the moment that any Democrat chooses not to stand up, they have lost the plot. They've lost the plot. Let's review this clip.
One of the great things about the State of the Union is how it gives Americans the chance to see clearly what their representatives really believe. So tonight I'm inviting every legislator to join with my administration in reaffirming a fundamental principle. If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
Bam. And this is so embarrassing. Not one Democrat stands up. Maybe like one or two on the side that are like near the center, but not one Democrat stands up. This is embarrassing. It goes on for 30 seconds, 45 seconds. It's a straight minute. Senator Mark Kelly looks so uncomfortable. Fuck you, man. You were never going to be president. You just killed your shot. Oh, this is so good. This is cooking. Do you know why this is cooking? It's going to force the Democrats to get real about these issues. It's going to force them to actually acknowledge, okay, yeah, maybe there's some immigration issues that we need to address. Okay, yeah, maybe we do need to focus more on the American citizens rather than people who are looking to come in here. I think this could actually be a good thing for the Democrats because a moment of shame, a moment of public shame, a moment of embarrassment is a key motivating thing, especially if you're motivated by embarrassment and shame. This is just juicy. This is so good. This is embarrassing. Not one stands up.
Isn't that a shame? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself.
And then they start to yell. I want to go back a little bit so that you can hear what she's screaming. She's screaming, "You've killed Americans." That's what Ilhan Omar is screaming.
Isn't that a shame? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials
Hell yeah.
who block the removal of criminal aliens. In many cases, drug lords, murderers all over our country, they're blocking the removal of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
Woo! Cook. Cook. USA, 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 USA. I voted against him and he's got me shouting USA.
And perhaps most importantly, I'm asking you to approve the Save America Act.
He's just going common sense policy after common sense policy after common sense policy. It's like win after win after win. This was the strongest moments that he had this whole night. Strongest moments.
To stop illegal aliens and others who are unpermitted persons from voting in our sacred American elections. That cheating is rampant in our elections.
And then he goes off on a tangent. It's
very
rampant.
Simple. All voters must show voter ID.
Awesome. Who has an issue with that? If you don't think black and brown people can get voter ID, you're the racist. Hakeem Jeffries.
Voters must show proof of citizenship in order to vote.
I don't see an issue with that. I don't think anybody does.
And no more crooked mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military, or travel. None.
Bam Zinga.
And this should be an easy one. And by the way, it's polling at 89%, including Democrats. 89%.
It's a hugely popular policy. It's not even because it's being supported by people who think that the election was stolen in 2020. It's being supported by people who want to secure up elections for the future.
And even the new communist mayor of New York City, I think he's a nice guy.
Communist mayor.
Bad policy, but nice guy. Just said they want people to shovel snow. They got hit hard. Wants them to shovel snow, but if you apply for that job, you need to show 2 original forms of ID and a social security card.
Wow.
Yet they don't want identification for the greatest privilege of them all.
That is
voting
silly.
in America. No, it's no good. No good.
No good.
Republicans and Democrats overwhelmingly agree on the policy that we just enunciated. And Congress should unite and enact this common sense, country-saving legislation right now, and it should be before anything else happens.
Well, there you go, folks. I mean, this is moves like Jagger. This is like, he's got his rock back. He's got the jive. Is that what the kids say? I don't know what they say. Whatever they say.
The reason they don't want to do it, why would anybody not want voter ID? One reason, because they want to cheat. There's only one reason. They make up all excuses. They say it's racist. They come up with things. You almost say, what imagination they have. They want to cheat. They have cheated. And their policy is so bad that the only way they can get elected is to cheat. And we're going to stop it. We have to stop it, Josh.
Oh, but they cut to poor Amy Klobuchar and Chuck Schumer. They look so uncomfortable. I mean, all right, let's go to the Irina Zarutska clip. Do we have... Yeah, okay. So Irina Zarutska, in case you're unaware, the Ukrainian woman who was stabbed in the neck by a black gentleman on a public bus in Nashville, I believe it was. There's a video of it. It went very viral. A lot of people get emotional when they watch it. I just, you view it and you're like, this is typical city bus activity. And then basically he had their parents there. He had her parents there. And once again, another moment of getting people to cheer for the idea that her killer will be held to account and that there will be, they'll do their best to avoid future situations like this, because that gentleman, because of certain policies and whatnot, being let out on no cash bail, all this bullshit, he was not properly being held in the cell like the societal nuisance that he was. Certain people can't be saved. Certain people can't be rehabilitated. They just belong in a cage, and they should be away from us. That's what prison is for. I think a lot of people forget that. A lot of people think that rehabilitation is the key thing that prisons are about. No, punishment is the key thing that they're about. Justice is actually the second most important thing that they're about. And then, you know what I mean? Punishment is key. You're there to be punished. That's what it's all about. Anyways, he has their parents there. He has her parents there. And then he has this iconic moment. Once again, I don't understand why Democrats cannot simply stand up for these people who lost their daughter. Go ahead.
We're honored to be joined tonight by a woman who's been through hell, Anya Zuletska. In 2022, she and her beautiful daughter, so beautiful, what a beautiful young woman, Irina fled war-torn Ukraine to live with relatives near Charlotte, North Carolina. And by the way, what's going on with Charlotte? Last summer, 23-year-old Irina was riding home on the train when a deranged monster who had been arrested over a dozen times and was released through no cash bail stood up and viciously slashed a knife through her neck and body. Mrs. Zaretsky, tonight I promise you we will ensure justice for your magnificent daughter, Irina.
She kind of looks like Ghislaine Maxwell, no offense. I think it's just the haircut. She's sitting next to Erica Kirk. Can't wait for the new Candace Owens series about her, by the way, going into the... Never mind. How do you not stand?
How do you not stand?
Agreed. That was just an embarrassing moment once again. It's unfortunate. One of the weaker moments was where he showed clearly what bothered him. The Supreme Court decision. He got a little whiny about it. It was giving like, my friend is being such a bitch energy. I haven't seen this energy since high school, where it's like, you know when your friends are disagreeing and you're just kind of in the middle of it and you're like, well, fuck, I guess, you know, I'm sorry that you guys are having troubles, but it's like... But you're forced to kind of give an answer about, like, whether or not you're still beefing with that person or whatever, and it's like, this is just uncomfortable. It was like watching that. It was like watching two of your friends fight.
Then just 4 days ago, an unfortunate ruling from the United States Supreme Court. It just
Supreme Court.
Came down. Very unfortunate ruling.
Very unfortunate pronunciation of Supreme Court.
The good news is that almost all countries and corporations want to keep the deal that they already made.
I love how he had the Supreme Court sitting in the front row. Obviously, they always do, but they just look very, very, very uncomfortable.
Right, Scott? Knowing that the legal power that I, as president, have to make a new deal could be far worse for them, and therefore they will continue to work along the same successful path that we had negotiated before the Supreme Court's unfortunate involvement. So despite the disappointing ruling, he's powerful, country saving. It's saving our country, the kind of money we're taking in. Peace protecting.
Even though it was unconstitutional, because the Congress has the inherent right to tax, the president is just an executor of the Congress's will. Not a lot of people like to remember that part about the presidency, that he is an executor of the country's will. He is not a setter of the agenda, like a lot of people suppose that he is. Sure, he can come into office with an agenda, but whatever public policy is put forth, he has to enact. That's just...
Many of the wars I settled was because of the threat of tariffs. I wouldn't have been able to settle them without. We remain in place under fully approved and tested alternative legal statutes. And they have been tested for a long time. They're a little more complex, but they're actually probably better, leading to a solution that will be even stronger than before.
Even stronger than before. And then, of course, there was the moment where... this gentleman, I forget his name. He is Representative Green. Yes, he was ejected because he kept holding up a sign that said, "Black people aren't apes." I would say this, not like who said that they were? Who said that they were? I'm curious who his sign is referring to and against. They're escorting him out because he keeps holding up the sign and shouting. He picks up his cane. He's got this long ponytail. Well, there you go, folks. I mean, crazy night. Like I said, if you wanted a more honest State of the Union address, we have that in the clips and whatnot. We have that from the prior episode. And speaking